It's May, 1 month closer to summer. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today I'm going to be telling you about the books that I want to read for the month of May. Now, before we get into it, I did want to let you guys know that I have set this TBR to be very loose, non-restrictive, because I set a TBR for April and didn't really follow it. So will that happen again this month? Who flippin' knows? So yeah, I have no intentions on actually sticking to this TBR, but these are the books that I've put on my radar that I would actually like to try to read. So let's go ahead and jump into them. Now, I do know there are quite a few people who specifically like my book recommendations when it comes to like thriller and horror, and then I do every once in a while trinkle into the romance genre. So I'm going to go through the romances first, and then I'll save the thrillers for last. The first one I want to talk about is Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I loved Evelyn Hugo. Like, I really enjoyed that one because it really surprised me. And then I also read Daisy Jones and the Six. However, that one just wasn't as good as Evelyn Hugo. So I want to dive more into Taylor Jenkins Reid's other books. So this one just sounds, I guess, the most interesting because you have like this like alternative universe type of thing. So you have our main character Hannah, and basically she's given like a choice whether or not to go home to her friend Gabby or go home with her ex-boyfriend Ethan. And I guess you get to see how each decision is played out, and basically you get to see how her life could have been going this way or that way. I don't know. I like alternative universes if it doesn't become too like scientific and confusing, so hopefully a romance will be a great option. The next one I want to talk about I was actually going to save for like a different project. However, I'm just so intrigued to get into this one. But I saw this book from TikTok of all places by the author, and that book is The Finest Hour by Jennifer Milliken. I think this is book one in like a series, so I'm not sure if we'll get into the series. I'm not typically a series person, but in her video, which I can link down in the description in case you're curious, because I was very intrigued by the video.
6 years ago today, my boyfriend called me and broke up with me. At first I thought it was just an April Fool's joke, but he told me that it wasn't. It blindsided me and it broke my heart. So my best friend convinced me to go to a bar, and I met a guy and we had insane chemistry. So we decided to go home together, but we wouldn't exchange last names or contact information. Well, I ended up pregnant, and when I went back to his apartment to tell him, he had moved. So fast forward to now, and my daughter needs emergency surgery, and guess who is her surgeon? Only he doesn't know it's his daughter he's operating on, and I'm going to have to tell him. If you want to know how it goes, read the book.
So I'm so excited to get into this one. This one just sounds really good. Definitely check out the video because the author really explained the book much better than I did. So yeah. All right. So if you know me, I'm like becoming a huge fan of Lucinda Berry. I want to do like a book ranking of Lucinda Berry. I just have like 2, maybe 3 other books by her that I need to read. So that will be coming out shortly, hopefully. But I have Phantom Limb by Lucinda Berry, and this one was published in like 2015, 2016, I think. But this one just sounded so good. I'm shocked. Like, I'd never heard anything about this one, and it's super short. It's only like 260 pages. So this one just says Emily and Alyssa spent their childhood home locked in a bedroom and terrorized by a mother who drinks too much and disappears for days. The identical twins are rescued by a family determined to be their saviors. But there's some horrors love can't erase. Elizabeth wakes up in a hospital, strapped to a bed and unable to move or speak. The last thing she remembers is finding Emily's body in their bathroom. Days before, she was falling in love and starting college. Now she's surrounded by men who talk to themselves and women who pull out their eyebrows. As she delves deeper into the mystery surrounding Emily's death, she discovers shocking secrets and holes in her memory that force her to remember what she worked so hard to forget. The beatings, the blood, the special friends. Her life spins out of control at a terrifying speed as she desperately tries to unravel the psychological puzzle of her past before it's too late. Okay, like I'm so excited to read this one. I love Lucinda Berry's like writing style. One thing I love about Lucinda Berry's writing is that I love how she puts like psychological trauma into her books, and it's because she is a trauma psychologist. So I love that she implements that into her writing. So definitely check this one out if you're curious. All right, this one I set to read like so long ago, never got to it, and I'm kind of nervous because I read a book by this author and I ended up DNFing it, but I'm gonna give this one another shot. Hopefully it won't disappoint me, but it is The Invited by Jennifer McCann. And I was like, the other day I was sitting there like trying to think of like a book that gave me like Home Before Dark vibes, like haunted house, thriller-ish type of stories, and so I'm really excited about this one. This one was actually an arc that I swapped for. Not sure what this one is about, but I think it has to do with a couple who are looking for like a fixer-upper house. They find this one and they kind of find out that this house has like a dark past, and I think there's some spooky shit going on. So I don't know, I'm really excited to read this one. Hopefully it won't let me down like the winter people. Just saying. All right, 2 more books for this TBR. I just got this one. I've had a lot of people tell me I should read this one, so I'm going to give it a shot. This is definitely a thriller, maybe a horror book. That's not something I typically pick up, but it's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I don't know about the whole like vampire thing. Like this one just sounds like it's so out of my comfort zone. I recently watched Jacqueline's video where she was doing if you like this, you might like this book. And she compared this one to The Wife Upstairs because of the Southern like gossipy vibes to it. And she said this one definitely had that Southern gossip cliquey group. So from what I can remember from other people talking about, I think it's about a group of women in a book club and they think one of the neighbors may be a vampire. I have no idea, but I'm excited. And the last book I want to talk about is The Hunting Wives by Mary Cobb, and this one I think has to do with like, again, small town suburban area, gossipy women, and like a group of women that people kind of like idolize in a way. And I think we have like a newcomer into the area and she kind of becomes like obsessive over like these women's lives, and then there's like a murder that happens. So I'm really excited to read this one. I've heard it's really good and kind of surprising. So I don't know, I saw this one way before. Like I could have read this one as like a NetGalley arc and I was just like, no, that just sounds weird. But now I don't know, BookTube is getting a lot of buzz on it, so I really want to read this one. All right guys, sorry for such a short video, but that is everything for my May TBR. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really does help out on my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.